Carlos Control de Gaspi para ESPN Deportes con Chris Mecate, que estará enfrentando a Tiro Loco Ferreira este 6 de octubre por el título de la promoción de Anthony Pettis allá en Indiana. Chris, well, tell me a little about this opportunity, a fight that's going to be watched on Fight Pass, title fight. They even promoting it, this as the biggest fight card they ever had, 2 title fights. So how are you feeling of being part of this?
Yeah, I'm fired up. It's my first time fighting for APFC, but I know it's on Fight Pass, like you said. I know it's their biggest card. They have 2 titles. Uh, fighting for Pettis' promotion. Pettis is someone I used to watch back in the day when I was younger. Fighting, loved his style, loved the way he did his thing. So that's gonna be pretty cool too to fight for his own promotion. But yeah, I'm excited. The guys I'm fighting is 12-1, #1 guy in Illinois, top Latin American featherweight. So I'm fired up to go out to Illinois or go out to Indiana and fight him in front of his home crowd. I'm very excited.
Even that you have you started as a pro like 4 or 5 years ago. Ever since your first fights, people have been saying that you're a good prospect for the UFC. So what this fight can do for you, what a win can do for you, having a title in a promotion that it's on Fight Pass, as you mentioned. Ferreira is a guy that's always also followed by a bunch of promotions. So what do you think a win here more than the title like can do for your career?
Yeah, I could do a lot of things for my career. I think it's more about how I get the win, whether it's devastating fashion, dominant fashion is which is what I'm looking to do. Because I've racked up some good wins, guys in the UFC, guys who are out of the UFC. I've got some good wins, but I think with this fight, I just need to put a stamp on it, make it violent, make it nasty, make it a good finish, and a big win like that could do a lot of things. Where we're gonna have a few promotions, the major league promotions reaching out for bigger fights and bigger paydays in those promotions, which is I'm fired up for, and I've been training my whole life to hang with the big dogs. So I'm excited for it. A big win could do a lot of big things for my career and my life.
Sorry,
You're cutting out right now. Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
sorry about that. 3 fight winning streak. You're looking for that fourth one, and I just mentioned you fought some former UFC guys like Jay Perrin, Jose Delgado, who just signed with the UFC in contender. So we know you're in that level. What do you see in this matchup against Ferreira? Like you're a very wrestling oriented fighter. He's more like a striker. He likes to bring like a stand up fight. So what do you see in his style that makes you think that you could have this dominant performance that you can show what people wants to see?
Well, I think it's more of I don't know if it's really more about his style, but it's more about I think what I have been personally working on. That I got some skills that we've been ready to showcase for a while, and the last couple fights there was something going on that just something behind the scenes where with me where I couldn't really let it out. I had a couple little injuries I was dealing with where I had to just kind of go out there and get the fight and get the win. And then but this one I'm fully healthy. I'm ready to go. I'm in great shape and fired up. So there's some of his fights, he's a dog and he grinds and he goes hard the whole time. But there's some vulnerable spots he puts himself in when he's going for his takedowns and his punches. So I'm looking to exploit those, and I've been game planning with my coach a lot, and we've been working on some things that I think will shock some people.
And you kind of used to that style in the gym, no? With training with Swanson, Rafa Garcia. Like I don't know how much you also train with Danny Silva, like in an everyday. Like they like to push, like they like to bring that kind of pace.
All day, all day. I like to push too. We all like to push. We just have a little different way of pushing. But Cub could, like you just said, I train with Cub every day. I train with Rafa. I trained with Rafa last night. Gonna go train with him in an hour. Train with Danny Silva every day. So that tough Latin American style of nonstop aggression, I get plenty of reps in on the daily. Believe me, every day.
And just for people who don't know, when we hear your last name, this is an Hispanic word, but it's coming from the Philippines, right?
Yeah. Yep. Mecate, the rope,
Alex. And
100%.
and you're not also you're not you use to fight in against Latin Americans and even in Mexico, right? Tell me about
Yeah.
how you ended up fighting in Mexico. 'Cause I can't imagine that after you fight in Combate, they took you to Naciones. How was that experience of fighting in Mexico?
It was an experience. It was an experience for sure. It was, well, I fought in Tijuana and Monterrey, so like Tijuana and Monterrey, those are night and day differences just as cities. So first time was in Tijuana, and it was the promotion was great, but it was what you would expect in terms of just the vibe and then the town, and it was a little it was and I mean this in the most respectful way, it was rowdier for sure. It was very rowdy. And then fighting in Monterrey, I've never been, and it kind of just opened my eyes a little bit, where it was like, oh, this is like a major, it was like a business city. There was students there. It was more, it just shocked me. I wasn't ready for that. So Monterrey was a different thing, where it was just a little bit more, um, and the town was a little bit more, I don't even know how to say it. It was still Mexico. It was still awesome fighting down there. Not a lot of English speaking, but it was just a little bit more business oriented kind of people
Yeah.
there, I guess you would say, and students. It's like a major student mecca. So they were both very interesting and both awesome fights, and I loved it. I got great experiences from both. Fighting. And I fought two Mexican people both in Mexico, so that just adds to my skill set of going and being a road warrior and going to someone else's place where they're from and when they're comfortable, and everyone in the crowd is saying, "Boo me, go them." But and then you show up in that cage and you go and you kick their ass. So those are the reps that I'm looking for, that I know make a difference, because one day you're gonna have to go win a belt somewhere in someone else's hometown, like I'm about to do. So I've got those reps in. I've got them in Tijuana. I've got them in Monterrey, and yeah, those were awesome experiences. And then we had this thing that was similar was afterwards. We had great Mexican food, so you can't go wrong with that. So that was probably the best part.
Yeah, they have good Mexican food in California, but it's not the same, right?
That's true. That's true. We do have probably the best Mexican food in America, but you go to Mexico, can't beat it.
Well, tell me a bit about the mindset of the team right now, because you have Rafa coming. Rafa's fight is coming October 12th, right? Cub is always active, like and being the managers and being the teammates, being your coaches. What's the mindset on the team right now? Because you guys are very active. You have many fighters, like now in the UFC. Like probably was only Cub a couple of years ago, but now he's building a team around him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. The energy and the vibe on the team is great. Like you said, we're very active. So we're not, like Le'Veon Douglas, who's one of my teammates. He just won the LFA featherweight belt. And then, I mean, literally on Monday, he won it on Saturday. On Monday, he was in the gym, and then our jiu-jitsu instructor had to tell him, like, dude, you're not training tonight. So we have that kind of energy where guys go and win, they dominate. He got a vicious knockout. And on Monday, he's in the gym, and he's back to spreading that energy, and that energy is contagious. It's infectious. And it, like you said, Cubs, the head coach, the leader, the team was started by him, and he's in his 40s still fighting in the UFC. So that, to me, is a big deal, and something where I'm like, okay, look, like this guy's in his 40s, still putting it down, still fighting in the UFC, still showing up, still getting better. He's always asking questions. He's super inquisitive. And so that kind of energy of like, all right, there's always more you can do. There's always more you can learn. Cub has the credentials and the accolades to just kind of be like, hey, I can hang it up. I know everything. I've had this many fights. I'm a UFC Hall of Famer, and he's still in there like asking questions, like send us videos like, hey, you think this will work, and like takedown stuff, grappling stuff, striking stuff. So I think it starts from the top and it kind of bleeds down to us, where we're always in the gym, we're always asking questions. It's always like, okay, be your own quarterback, as like he sent us one time, like you got to be your own quarterback. You got to go and control your career, and ask questions and figure out wherever you're weak and make your weakness not a weakness. So that's the kind of vibe we have in the gym, and I think it stems from the top from Cub, and then it bleeds on down to us, and then we're each other's peers, so we have a little different relationship with each other. So we try to push each other. You know, if you're not up to par, you're kind of going to get ran out of there. It's not going to be good. So guys come in, and you don't want to take too much time off, because you don't want to come back into that room and then get beat up, to put it lightly. So kind of everyone's there, and you take a little time off after a fight, but then you're back in there and you're helping. Even if you're not training, you're helping guys with positions maybe that that they don't know, and I think that makes the gym a contagious environment for success.
think things go well on next Sunday. Um, that's October 6th, and there's still a couple of fights in contender this year. There's also Rafa fighting on the 12th. If you win, do you think it's the moment like this to tell the UFC guys, I'm ready. I'm getting ready for a short notice. I'm ready if you need a 145er, maybe a 155er.
For sure. Absolutely, I'm ready. And then that's the good thing about having Cub there as your coach is he knows those guys and he talks to those guys. And Cub sees me multiple times a week in the gym knowing. So he's not just saying, hey, he's ready. And then he's hitting me up, hey, are you ready? He sees me ready. He sees the guys I go with. He sees how I push in the gym. I go out there and get a dominant fight, dominant performance. And then that's my way of letting everyone else know I'm ready, not by my mouth, but by using my fists and everything. So, yeah, that's why I just go and I just kind of know mentally, like, I just got to go out there and do my job and do what I'm supposed to do and do what I'm capable of doing. And if I do that enough times, people, they won't be able to ignore me anymore. They're going to have to be like, all right, let's give this guy a shot.
Chris, hope we have a great fight on Sunday. I mean, as I mentioned, Ferreira is also a big prospect, so people is going to be watching that fight. People is going to be expecting to see the winner soon in the UFC
Oh,
or
yeah.
any other league. So hope we have a great show there in Indiana.
Beautiful. I appreciate it. And then I'm going to do my best to bring you guys a great show and try to get out there and get gritty and make it exciting.
Thanks a lot.
Right on. Appreciate it.
Chris Mecate en contra de Tiro Loco Ferreira este domingo 6 de octubre en la promoción de Anthony Pettis por Fight Pass.